Good morning, little nerds. Today we are going to talk about the best hacks to instantly reduce redness. But before we do that, I'm going to take off my sunglasses. It has been nearly now 2 weeks since I had my LASIK eye procedure. My eyes are still red. I am still not wearing makeup around my eyes. And I just find these lights to be distracting. So off they go. You guys are gonna have to deal with a barefaced me, and I apologize if I am the stuff of nightmares on your Saturday morning with my red eyes. But let us jump in. It's dedicated to all of the rosacea sufferers out there because it is National Rosacea Awareness Month, and it's about damn time that we normalize rosacea. So many millions of people are living with this condition and are quite frankly living in embarrassment. Yours truly kind of included, because I had a lot of flushing. It is the time to make all this information much more accessible to everybody, and it's about time that we understand how we treat it, how we tackle it, how we deal with it. What is rosacea? Rosacea is a chronic inflammatory skin condition. It is something that you are going to live with for years. You cannot just get rid of it like that. And it is a condition in which your skin can look red and inflamed. And oftentimes you hear, oh, I am so annoyed because my emotions are showing on my face. If you get nervous, if you get stressed, right away you show up on your face, and you cannot hide from your own face. So it's a condition that can really have a mental stigma associated with it. And people are oftentimes a little bit weirded out by others who have rosacea, unfortunately, because they think, oh, they're oily, they're greasy, their face is flaky. Are they so uncontrollable with their emotions because everything shows on their face? So it's something that we really do need to normalize. There are 4 subtypes. The first 2 are the most common. The first one being erythematotelangiectatic rosacea, where you have a lot of broken capillaries on your face and redness. And over time, you just develop worsening of those broken capillaries and redness, and they become more prominent. And then you have the papillopustular variant, which is oftentimes confused with adult acne, but it's very different than adult acne. And the biggest point of difference, at least clinically, what you can see is that with rosacea, there are no blackheads. Papillopustular rosacea, you have pustules, little tiny white juicy pimples, as well as blemishes on a red base that appears slightly swollen. The third variant is phymatous rosacea, where you get enlargement of your nose, your chin, your forehead over time because of enlarged sweat glands. And then the fourth variant is ocular rosacea, because it can affect the eyes. The eyelid margins become red, you look like you're bloodshot, and your eye sensation feels gritty. It's important to treat these patients with an oral antibiotic because you want to minimize any long-term eye damage. So who gets it and why? We do not know. It is an equal opportunity chronic inflammatory condition. It can affect anybody at any age, but you tend to see it more so in people with fair skin, obviously, because the redness comes through more. So you definitely tend to notice it more. But in darker skin populations, it's important to realize if something is rosacea versus acne, because you do not want to be using, for example, tretinoin on a rosacea face if you are a darker skin type and you do not actually have acne. It will further irritate your rosacea. The cause itself is unknown. Genetics do play a role. We think it is multifactorial, from a broken skin barrier to mites living on your skin. Everybody has mites on our skin, but some people are more sensitive to it, to a yeast that can exacerbate it, to bacteria, like I mentioned. You name it, the whole shebang, bada-bang, is part of the actual cause of rosacea. But there are certain triggers that rosacea has that have been very well documented and that we can avoid. The first one being alcohol. You know that red face that I'm talking about, as can caffeine, as can chocolate, as can spicy foods, heat, hot yoga. Forget it. And stress, of course, can definitely affect it, as well as certain medications. The list pretty much goes on, but this is why you absolutely need to be on top of how your skin feels. It's important to learn your skin, understand its emotions, understand its reactivity, because your skin has its own mindset and it is going to be reacting in a certain way. So if you are understanding that, you're a step ahead and you can literally help yourself faster. We're gonna first just focus in this video on the redness and the blemishes aspect of rosacea. Forget the nose and the eyes. Lasers are a huge part of that. The gold standard to treating the redness is truly a laser in office. But a laser in office is like going for a teeth cleaning once a year without you brushing your teeth on a daily basis. If you're not brushing your teeth every day, what the hell is the point of subjecting yourself to the torture of a dentist chair for a yearly teeth cleaning? Same goes with a laser. Forget lasers if you're not doing the appropriate skincare routine, because you will be pissing money away very, very fast. So that is super, super important, which leads me to number 2, a targeted skincare routine. You need to understand why you are using products, what you're trying to get out of them, and what are the claims. And this is actually something I have for you guys. Leave a comment below. What sort of claims, those rosacea sufferers who are watching, do you look for on a package when you're trying to find products to help you target your redness, your rosacea, your blemishes? Let me know below what kind of claims or what kind of statements you're looking for, because the things you should be looking for are things that help reduce the look of redness with ingredients that bring visible redness down, things that help soothe and calm your skin because you want to restore your skin barrier and reduce any sort of inflammation. Fragrance free. Now, I love fragrance. I'm not gonna lie, I love the aromatherapy with skincare, so I'm not a fragrance demonizer, okay? Because you have a lot of fragrance warriors out there. But if you have rosacea, you should probably steer clear of things with fragrances because it can definitely irritate your skin and make things worse. And then 4, any product that has a green tint or hue to it is going to help color correct your look of your rosacea. So those are very important things to look for when you're talking about rosacea. And then last, rosacea is oftentimes referred to as adult acne, but it is not adult acne, like I've said several times already. You do not have blackheads with rosacea. So it's important that you understand this and that you avoid harsh ingredients like retinol, unfortunately, or even adapalene, because retinols can really trigger that inflammatory response. And the truth is, if you really truly have papulopustular rosacea, you don't really need a retinol right now. Wait until your skin is less inflamed in a steady state to try to dip your toes into the retinol world. So all of this leads me to products that can help you, the hacks that will help you make sure that your rosacea doesn't appear as intense and that your redness goes down over time. First and foremost, starting with cleansers. Aven is a well-known brand for redness sufferers because it is made with mineral waters that have magnesium, silica, calcium in them. Those minerals have been shown to have some sort of anti-inflammatory effect, we believe, that helps in chronic conditions like rosacea. This is their Huile Lavante Relipidante, their Xeracalm, that you guys can definitely try. Selfless by Hiram is an affordable one now at Target. This guy has centella and green tea, both of which have been shown to soothe your skin. It retails for $16. It is relatively cheap and it is glycerin based. And then a tried and true is Vanicream. I love Vanicream. It's a very simple cleanser. However, is it great for removing makeup? Not so much. So you're gonna probably need to associate that one with like a Bioderma micellar water. Zoral, which is a ketoconazole shampoo. It's not a cleanser, it's actually a shampoo for people with dandruff. But a lot of rosacea sufferers have that swelling and that redness associated with the flaking. So if you use this 3 or 4 times a week on those areas, let it sit for a few minutes and then wash it off, you're gonna really help yourself by minimizing not just the redness, but also the flakes associated, because you wanna kill the yeast that is usually contributing to that. But these sort of cleansers are much more targeted. And if you are going to be using a cleanser like this, let it sit for a few minutes on your face before washing it off to let some of those ingredients do their job in minimizing the redness in the long run. If you're looking for things like mists, I mentioned Aven's thermal water. This is where this guy comes into play. If you're using this just to hydrate your face, like on an airplane, there are better ones you could use. If you're using this to help soothe redness and reduce inflammation, then you're using it the right way. I also believe Tower 28 hypochlorous acid is a really good one, their SOS spray. People have confused this with salt water. It is not salt water, it is not bleach, it's a different chemical composition, and it has been shown to be at a gentler pH that is more balanced with your skin and it is less aggressive. So it can help disinfect, get rid of all of that antimicrobial activity that can be further worsening your rosacea like we talked about. So I actually used that during the day, and I did at the height of the pandemic in my mask because I was breaking out around my mouth and it helped tremendously. Serums. This is where we can have some fun with some of the hacks. Obviously, I just launched my product. I'm going to shameless plug it in, but this is a serum. The Depuffer is actually a redness reducing serum, and I wanted to call it the Deflusher at one point. I was told it's not a sexy name, so we called it the Depuffer, but it is a redness reducing serum mixed up with Centella asiatica. Niacinamide is only capped at 5%, so you're not gonna get higher than that. And then you also have other ingredients that are clinically proven to reduce reduce redness. So twice a day, this serum definitely helps. It's also darker in color, which also helps to kind of block that underlying redness. In Beauty's Projects, Green Machine is a vitamin C serum that is also green. The reason I like this particular vitamin C is that it's tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate in a very light watery serum form. As you guys, I'll show you guys. We've talked about this product, and it's light green in tint. Tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate is a type of vitamin C. It's not an active form, so it's not going to be as irritating as ascorbic acid. So if you're looking to incorporate a vitamin C, I would try this. But like with anything, what I may be sensitive to, you may not be. So always patch test first before putting your full face into this. Paula's Choice. Azelaic acid is an ingredient that we prescribe in practice. It is one that we don't really know exactly, very honestly, how it works, but it has antimicrobial properties, it has anti-inflammatory properties, and it also allows your skin to regulate itself much more cohesively, so that buildup is not happening on your face, but it stinks. Azelaic acid smells bad, and it pills. So if you get away with using it during the day, good for you, and it's not pilling, but chances are it might be pilling, so use it at night. But this is 10%, and that is the sweet spot that you need to be in order to get actual benefit from it. We also have the Ordinary's azelaic acid suspension. This one definitely pills, but it is much cheaper. It is also at 10%. It retails for $11. You might as well try this baby out. Oof. A good thing I've depuffed so that I'm not as red as I usually am after I sneezed. And then in terms of sunscreen, several tried and trues are Dr. Jart's Cicapair. I have heard complaints from people of darker skin tones that it's not for them, and this is not for them. There's only so much a cream can sort of pick up the colors of your skin and change in tint, but it does pick up a lighter sort of my skin tone, maybe 1 or 2 shades above my skin tone. But if you are darker than that, you're gonna think it looks pasty. And I have heard recently that the Hero Cosmetics Force Shield Super Light Sunscreen SPF 30 is also great because it is unscented and it has a green tint, and it retails for $20. Physical sunscreens here are better suited for you than chemical sunscreens because they're not going to be potentially irritating, whereas chemical sunscreens can be much more irritating. But again, not all physical sunscreens are created equal. So these are 2 that I recommend if you have longer term rosacea. And a hack that I absolutely love, especially in the summertime when it is hot, if I'm in a stressful situation and I kind of don't care, is a cooling neck fan. And I put this around my neck for 2 reasons. 1, so I don't get red, but 2, so that my melasma doesn't flare up. But it is a neck fan that looks like a headset, like a Bose headset. So let it be, but it works wonders if I'm in the beach or I'm walking outside and it's 90 degrees. I love it. It keeps me cool and it keeps my face less likely to flush. Prescriptions I mentioned, azelaic acid, metronidazole is one, ivermectin is another. These 3 are often combined together for the perfect formula. Ivermectin is an anti-parasitic, but we have a mite on our face that rosacea sufferers are more prone to, known as the Demodex mite. So it helps to calm it down. And obviously antibiotics are oftentimes used as a mainstream treatment, not only for their antibiotic effect, but for their anti-inflammatory effect. So with that, I hope you guys found this video helpful. These are hacks that you can do to help yourself. If you want to take it a step further, we can go into the office one day and talk about various treatments. Let me know in the comments below if that is something that you guys are interested in. But I am genuinely curious to know what it is that you guys are looking for in terms of product, textures, and claims. And I hope you have a beautiful Saturday. I hope this video was eye-opening. I hope you learned a hack or 2. The reality is consistency is key, especially when it comes to your skincare routine, and there are no quick fixes, sadly. I'm Dr. Shereene Idriss, and I will see you guys next week.